So here's a question for you. Can a person be arrested or punished for calling a police officer a four-letter word? In this screencast, we'll look at the court case of Duran versus the City of Douglas and how it applies to First Amendment rights. First off, let's take a look at some general concepts the courts have passed down about the First Amendment. First, speech is generally protected by the First Amendment, even if it is intended to interfere with the performance of an officer's duty. Next, there's no such legitimate concept as verbal interference. The only type of interference is physical interference. So here's the story. Douglas, Arizona is on the border. Police officers there were arresting a man when a second intoxicated individual started directing a series of expletives and obscene hand gestures at the officers. The officers detained and arrested that second man and his wife. Now note, they weren't arrested for drunken disorderly or public intoxication. They were arrested for what they had said to the police officers. That couple sued in federal court. During the proceedings, officers stated they didn't think detaining and arresting these people for their words was wrong. The district court ruled in favor of the plaintiff, and the officers appealed. The appellate court held that mere boisterous conduct, although tasteless and crass, was alone insufficient to detain a person. The stop and detention of the plaintiffs were thus illegal. The court further reasoned that if the officers had intended retaliation, they were definitely in the wrong, since the speech made by those individuals was protected by the First Amendment. The court stated that government officials, especially police officers, may not exercise authority for personal motives in response to a real or perceived slight to their dignity. They said, quote, "No matter how peculiar, abrasive, unruly, or distasteful a person's conduct may be, it cannot justify a police stop unless it suggests that some specific crime has been or is about to be committed, or that there's an imminent danger to persons or property," end quote. In other words, mere verbal interference or harassment, calling of names, obscene gestures, that kind of stuff, without more, cannot justify an arrest or detention for something like resisting, delaying, or obstructing. The court ruled that only physical interference with the officer's duties may result in detention and arrest.